If God wanted to show us specifically who the Messiah would be, what would be an essential revelation to help us identify him? One of the first things we would need to know would be, where would this Messiah be born? God gave us clear markers throughout the Old Testament about who the Messiah would be. These markers are Messianic prophecies where God provides detail about the Messiah. Let's go back 2,700 years, all the way back to 700 BC. Now, in the Messianic prophecy found in Micah chapter 5, verse 2, God clearly tells us which town would become the birthplace of the biblical Messiah. Let's read. But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of you shall come forth to me the one to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth are from of old, from everlasting. Now let's break this passage down. It starts with God prophesying to the little, seemingly insignificant town of Bethlehem in the region of Judah. It refers to Bethlehem Ephrathah, two names for the same town. Next, it says, yet out of you shall come forth to me the one to be ruler in Israel. God is prophesying to Bethlehem, and he says that the Messiah, the ruler in Israel, will come forth from this town of Bethlehem. Line 3 also mentions that the ruler will come forth to me, or to God. Now, this indicates that the role and authority of this ruler is authorized by God himself. This is God's chosen ruler. Now, finally, we get to the most unusual detail of the Messianic prophecy, and it says that the ruler's goings forth are from of old, from everlasting. This ruler Messiah who comes forth from God is born in Bethlehem, but is also from everlasting. Immediately we see a Messianic paradox from this verse. A very interesting riddle from God. How can a ruler who is born in Bethlehem, who begins his life in Bethlehem, have already been around from eternity past? Only God is eternal. Only God is from eternity past. So how can the Messiah, born in Bethlehem, have already lived forever into the past? This is a Messianic paradox, but we see the solution when Micah 5:2 is fulfilled in the second section of God's book, the New Testament. Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and the lineage of David, to be registered in the census with Mary, his betrothed wife, who was with child. So it was that while they were there, the days were completed for her to be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. So Jesus, a Messianic candidate, was in fact born in Bethlehem, a biblical requirement of anyone who would claim to be the Jewish Messiah. That's the right area, the Middle East. It's the right country, Israel. It's the right region, Judah. The right town, Bethlehem. Historians believe that there could have been 20,000 towns on the globe during the first century. And Jesus is born in the only town the Messiah could have prophetically come from. This is an absolute prophetic bullseye. But does Jesus fulfill the oddest of the Messianic clues that we find in Micah chapter 5, verse 2, that says, his goings forth are from of old, from everlasting? In other words, though Jesus was born in Bethlehem, was he actually eternal? Did he actually live from eternity past? Let's go to John chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him, nothing was made that was made. Let's go to verse 10. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name. Here, the Messianic Paradox is solved in John chapter 1. We learn that Jesus of Bethlehem was actually the creator of all things, and that he was God born in flesh and bones and blood like us. Everything that exists was made by him. This is how the Messiah could both be born in Bethlehem and be from eternity past, as the Messianic prophecy of Micah 5:2 explained. The Messiah was God, come to earth as a Jewish man, and that God-man's name is Jesus. Jesus is the Jewish Messiah sent from God. This is one essential prophecy about Messiah that Jesus fulfills, but is it the only one? Watch our other videos in this series to see the amazing way that God clearly predicted who the Messiah would be and how Jesus fulfills those prophecies. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We'll keep you notified whenever we release a new video for your viewing. We also have a comment section below. Get involved in the discussion by letting us know what you learned, by debating, and by learning from the comments of others. Thank you so much for viewing. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you next time. Shalom.